been such a huge shift in my life this past year, and I have to say it started with detaching myself from things. And that's people, places, belongings, and even ideas of myself and who I am. We live in this world where we are so attached to our relationships and to our belongings and to what is expected of us and our own expectations of ourselves that we forget that we are naked. We really truly are naked. Who we are is a blank slate, and we can evolve and change our careers and change where we live and change our lifestyles at any moment. Once we realize this and we realize that we aren't attached to things, then you can really start living in alignment with your own path and your truest self. I really love creating videos like this because it's honestly a way for me to go through my own thought processes and really understand what has been happening in my own head. So thank you for joining me on this. Let me know if you guys have been experiencing this as well. I feel like there's been a collective shift within a lot of people in my own community who I know who have been experiencing this shift inwards and just getting more aligned with who we are, thus being able to figure out what our purpose is and better find our own people as well, if that makes sense. Earlier this year, I read this book called The 7 Laws of Spiritual Success by Deepak Chopra. One of the laws was the Law of Detachment. In that book, he says, don't give up on the intention or desire, but give up on the results. And I think that has been so key for me. I have intentions and desires and I put them out there into the universe and I do the work every day to get there. However, I am not attached to a certain path. I know that my life can take me to this country, that country, to meet this person or that person, and I don't think that there's one way that I'm gonna get there, and I'm open to all the possibilities. And that has allowed so many opportunities to flow into my life. And also, the less I've attached myself to my career and what I am supposed to label myself as, the more I've been able to grow in different ways and evolve. He also says, detachment is the unquestioning belief in the power of your true self. That's so profound because a lot of us attach ourselves to what we do for a job or to our roles in our relationships, whether it's a mom, a brother, a sister, a friend, a colleague, whatever it is. And I think we are so much more than that and so much less than that. We don't need to have these labels on ourselves. We don't need to put ourselves in these boxes to understand what our path is, because then we're just holding ourselves back from leaping into the idea or the ideal self that we want to create and where we want to be. And that can be how you look, what you wear, where you live, the lifestyle that you live. You're able to change any of those things so easily. That's where we go wrong, is that we think it's difficult to change those things. But once we have the idea that we can change, we are so capable of changing whenever we want, then the ball really starts rolling at the rate that it should. Attachment is the fear and insecurity based on not knowing the true self. If you are attached to your things, if you are attached to the clothes that you wear, your relationships, your job, and that's how you identify yourself, then you don't really know your true self. You might be figuring that out as you go, and I'm figuring that out as well. I'm still trying to figure out who my truest self is, but I'm on that journey, as we all are. It's such a beautiful journey to embark on, because once you start getting in touch with who you really are and what you're really aligned with and where you want to go with your life, you're able to attract those things into your life and also shed the things that don't serve you in that way. Seeking security is a sign of insecurity, and uncertainty is a fertile ground for creativity and freedom. There is unlimited potential. This is so key because so often, especially in this world, and in society, we are supposed to have a certain type of job. We're supposed to be saving. We're supposed to be hitting these milestones in our life. And if we don't hit those milestones by certain points, we are not on the right path, apparently. I think that is so wrong. You can hit these milestones or your own milestones at any age. You are not on a certain path. For example, I graduated university 5 years ago or so. It's been quite a while now. I immediately moved to Spain for a year to teach English. I was making 1,000 euros a month. A lot of you probably watched my videos from back then, and I was living off of that. During that time, my parents and my family were like, what are you doing, Natasha? You need to go get a real job. You need to start saving for your retirement. You need to start building your career. Honestly, going to Spain and taking that 1 year for myself and having those experiences and living off of €1,000 a month and starting my YouTube channel and all of this led me to where I am now. Because when I came back and I got that corporate job and I was miserable, and I also have videos from when I was working my corporate job in tech and still vlogging, I knew that I wanted the life that I was living the year before, and that this corporate job didn't mean anything to me and it wasn't the right trajectory for me. I wasn't attaching myself to this path. I knew that I was going to live a very different life than this path that was expected of me. And a lot of people that I know who are a lot older than me who went down that path still felt unfulfilled. The sooner that you start realizing who your truest self is and just start really understanding what you want out of this one very special fleeting life that you have, the sooner you can start finding your purpose and living it and creating it. Because there's no right time to start living in alignment with yourself. The only right time to start doing it is now. By being detached, you can more easily manifest the life that you want to live, because you are not tied down by opinions or thoughts or people or places or things that aren't in alignment with yourself. And I'm not saying that you can't have these things, and you should have these things, you should have these relationships and everything, but they should all be fluid and serving you and evolving with you and allowing you to evolve. They shouldn't be holding you to the person that you are in this moment, because that person is dynamic. If something is holding you back and causing you to remain static, that thing or thought is probably not in alignment with the path that you're on. By being detached from things, I have more easily been able to set healthy boundaries. By being detached from things and opinions, we can more easily set healthy boundaries that will allow us to protect our energy. When you don't have strong boundaries, the universe doesn't really know what you want out of life, so it's harder for you to manifest things because you're not living in alignment with your desires. And when you have weak boundaries, you're actually living in scarcity and fear, because it's showing that you are fearful of what people will think of you if you start living the life that you desire, or you are allowing people to treat you a certain way that isn't aligned with your aligned self, because you are afraid of losing them, or you're afraid that people that are aligned with you won't enter your life. And you're also allowing people to come into your life who aren't respectful of you. My camera died, but what I was saying is that I've noticed this trajectory. Being detached has led me to have healthier boundaries, which has led me to be more confident in myself and with who I am, which has then led me to have more opportunities and more people flow into my life who are aligned with me and also who respect me, because I do have boundaries and I hold myself and the relationships I have to certain standards. Really, it's allowed me to leap. I feel like I've quantum leaped into a new field where I am leveling up and I am my highest self. The shift is huge on the outside, but what's going on inside is even greater. And I feel like I'm not the only one who's experiencing this. I feel like there's a collective shift going on in the world with others, and I'd love to know if you're experiencing a similar thing in the comments down below. But yeah, I wanted to share this, and I love creating videos like this, so if you found it helpful and if you'd like to know more about this or methods to become more aligned with yourself, please let me know, and I would love to make more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you subscribe, follow me on TikTok and Instagram if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.